about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.
Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Sandra and today we're doing a date night makeup look. So I'm not focusing on eyeshadow too much today. I'm actually really warm, so I just have to take off my sweater. It's very rare that ever happens. Usually I'm always cold. Okay, so my hair is back. We're ready and prepped for makeup. And so I'm going to start with my not setting spray, Caudalie Beauty Elixir. Okay, and then I'm going to go right in with primer. So I'm going to go back to my good old Caliray So Blown primer. This stuff is magical. I think I need another tube. So I'm going to put this all over my skin. It actually has a really nice scent. It almost smells like kind of bordering on citrus a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with foundation. So again, I'm going to go in with my Kosas Revealer Skin Improving Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 25. This is the shade Light Medium Neutral Olive 210. And as per usual, I go in with my foundation brush. I have to use very little of this stuff, just pretty much to cover up, not really to cover up anything really, just to make sure that my skin is like one shade from my forehead to my chin. That's one of the best tips I think I was given by watching other makeup artists on YouTube, is go very light on the foundation, and then if you do need extra cover up, go in with concealer. Okay, so for concealer, I'm using the same product, my Kosas Creamy Revealer Concealer. This is the shade 04 Neutral. I need to get another shade of these because it's almost all gone as well. So I put a little bit around my nose. I go in with a specific concealer brush for this step. I cover up a little bit of veining around my nose and on my sunspots, and especially the inner corner of my eye. And then I conceal underneath my eye because I do have dark circles. I have been staying up, well, I've been staying up late and getting up super early at 5 o'clock every day. And honestly, I always need more sleep. I just never get it. I'm always busy working and looking after my children. Okay, so I'll blend that in with that brush, and then I go back in with my foundation brush and I go over the edges. For a seamless blend, the only one I don't touch is the one with the, like any specific spots. If you have acne or you have an age spot or something, I just don't touch that. Okay, and then I'll go back in right before powder, and I'll do that again with my concealer brush and just kind of make sure that there's no fine lines or settling into of the lines. Again, I've been using my favorite. It is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Snatch Pressed Brightening and Setting Powder. The shade Pound Cake is my perfect shade for brightening. So go right in with that concealer brush. And this product actually, like the concealer, is magic. It doesn't crease. It's probably the best concealer out of all the concealers I've tried in my 5 years of doing professional makeup. I think this is probably the best concealer for my skin type. So I'm going to go in with a smallish brush, dip into the powder. So it is a compact, which I used to love loose powders when I was younger, and now I realize what that looks like. And on some people, as long as you apply a very little amount, I think just when we're young or people who don't know how to apply makeup, you usually use too much product. And it's not just for powder, it goes for every product. You don't need a lot of makeup to get a perfect result, or to get like any result really. Yeah, you don't need a lot of makeup. Okay, and again, just buff out those lines. My forehead expression lines are really deep, and so it helps to buff that out with my foundation brush. I go back in and set that again with powder. And you can see there's not like a lot of product floating around my face. and my skin still has that natural like glow. So that's perfect. So next is brows. I'm going to go off camera for this step. I do use Anastasia Beverly Brow Whiz to define my brows, and then Benefit Brow Gel to keep them in place. Okay, we will be right back. So eyebrows are done. I'm going to go in with a little bit of contour, just like a touch. I'm going to use my Kat Von D Shade in Light Contour palette, and I'm going to use the lightest shade in the palette because I feel like it's the most neutral shade, if that makes sense. Not the warmest shade, because when you do contour, you want cool. You do not want warm. Okay, and you can see this line here. That's exactly how I want my contour to look like. Not too high, because on me it would look absolutely ridiculous if I did it too high. A little bit on the nose. You can use a smaller brush if you don't feel confident going in with a larger one. You can see that sharp line right there. We will blend it out in a minute. A little bit under the lip. And then again on the perimeter of the forehead and around down towards the temple and down towards that contour on the cheek. And this, you make sure, like you need to make sure that you balance your face. So I always say that with blush, with contour, you can't just have it on your cheekbones or your nose, because then it just doesn't look right. You do need to have it in multiple spots. The other spot I'll put it is actually right here above the tip of my nose, because when you put on just right there, it kind of helps to make it look like a button nose, even though well, I know the symmetry of my face, and I know my face isn't perfectly symmetrical, but other people apparently can't see that, and they think it's symmetrical, and it really isn't. But I like to contour occasionally. Okay, also a little bit under the jaw. You'll notice I do not go back in with more product, and I do this after all of the product has been applied. Okay, now I'm going to go back in and blend. So first I'll do my nose. I just kind of gloss over with the powder brush, and we'll go back in with an actual powder brush. You'll also notice I did not use cream product first. You do not need to. Yes, it would probably help and give you a little bit more definition, but with powder, depending which one you use, you do not need it. The trick is to blend and make sure that you've got a really nice seamless blend and there's no harsh edges. Okay, so once I'm happy with that, I go back in with my powder brush now, and if I feel like I need to, I go back into my powder and I can clean up any lines. So for example, I can do a straight line right underneath this to kind of clean it up. Baking is really good for this step. Like, you might want to go in with your loose powder at this point. Again on the nose. And then I'm not going to add any more additional product, but I'm going to start blending out the contour a little bit. Well, I guess I do. I kind of dab my brush in my powder, but I do not want the contour to appear noticeable. Like, nobody should actually see that, right? Shouldn't be that noticeable. So I go back with powder and I just blend and blend and blend until that line disappears and it looks more natural. Next, I need to add a little bit of blush. So I am going to go in with my darker blush. I usually do this if I'm doing a neutral eye look or like a no eyeshadow look. I'll go in with more blush and then lipstick, which we will do today. And yeah, I really like doing this step. Darker blush looks really good. Okay, and I put it above the contour. And this is a step where, again, you want to add some of the product to the spots on your face, like your forehead. People say don't do it, don't put it on your nose, but I think it balances it a little bit better, and it makes it a little bit more forgiving. Okay, back in with the blending powder brush, go over the blush, and then at the end of the look, once everything else is done, we can come back and assess, and if we need to add more blush, we can. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, so next I'm going to, I think we're going to do eyes a little bit. So I'm going to use my Ethereal palette by Makeup by Mario. And I'm just going to do a teeny tiny bit of blending. So I'm using this fluffy tapered blending E35. And I'm going to go into, I guess, a warmer shade today. Or do we want a warmer shade? I don't know. Maybe we'll use this cool shade here. Okay, so it's almost like you could go in with your contour if you wanted to. I'm going to go right in my crease and just blend in towards my nose a little bit just to give it more definition around my eye area. And yeah, it's eyeshadow, but it doesn't really matter. You can still like use it to contour. Okay, and then we're just going to blend. Okay, and then I'm going to pinch. This is something that Ellie Gleans does. I'm going to pinch the brush, dip it into the product, and run this along my lower lashes. Now I'm going to use the full brush and just blend it out. I mean, you can't really tell it's there, but I know I have eyeshadow underneath my lashes. But it's so light and so neutral that you can't really tell. Okay, so then, and yeah, I think that's it for that. I'm going to go in with a highlighter. I'm going to use my Hollywood Glowglide Face Architect Highlighter in Champagne Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. Go in with my highlighter brush and highlight the high points of my face. So again, tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose right above that contour, Cupid's bow, top of the cheekbone, I'm going to give a swipe underneath my brow. I'm not going to pinpoint it because it's not that it's not that necessary right now. Tiny bit on the chin. Okay, and then we're going to do eyes off camera. And I'm not going to add any liner like on the waterline. What we're going to do is I'm going to use Jeffree's Beachproof eyeliner in Gothic Beach, which is the black one. I'm going to do a line on the top lash line. Okay, so it looks a little rugged, but when we put lashes on, you're not going to really be able to see any of that. But it really gives a really awesome base for lashes. So I will do mascara and lashes off camera. Let's go ahead and do lips. So I'm going to do a different lip color than I normally do. Oh, let's see, what is this? This is Sephora Lip Crayon 15 Deep Beige. I'm going to line my lips with this. That is not dark enough. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to go into Bite Me, which is almost like a darker brown color by Morphe. And I'm overlining just a little bit, but I'm doing the line on the outside, but then I'm kind of pushing it in to the middle of the lip, but I'm not. Okay guys, so I found this lip color. I was kind of playing around thinking of what I was going to use. I'm going to use this Tarte lipstick. So these, I can't remember, I think I got them from Sephora a long time ago. It's Color Splash Lipstick by Tarte. This one's called Island Life. It's like one of my favorite colors. It's just like this muted mauve color. And I'm going to put this on. And I'm going to get as close to the lip line liner as I can. Okay, and then for added shine, I'm going to apply a little bit of this guy. This is Makeup by Mario Moisture Glow Plumping Lip Color in Barely Pink. And it's a little bit shiny. Just on top like that. I'm always afraid about getting lipstick on my teeth. Don't worry, it's not just you, it's me too. Okay, so I'm gonna go off camera and do mascara and lashes, and I'll show you the completed look when I return. All right guys, that is it for the finished look. I'm gonna do one setting spray, and then we are all done. So thank you guys for watching today's date night makeup look. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. If you were new, please consider subscribing. Click on the bell button, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know.